Babber. Hello folks, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity.
Hey.
We have just come back up from the basement where we found out very little information. And this time round we are going to go and have a chat with the, I think it was called the Guardian? Head Warden Ethelmer. Ethelmer. Yes, him. Or it. Head Warden Ethelmower. A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics, pestered by the hospital, hopeful desperate. The hospital desperate? Well, maybe, state of the NHS and all that. I love the NHS, don't get me wrong, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. They saved my mum's life a couple of times, so I'm not going to argue. Anyway, a strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned toward you. Right, yeah, we know who it is. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I am envious of your natural insights. I can't get that deep, traveller. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? Leave me be. You may have a member of the Leaden Key in your midst. I'm curious as to how you've come to be in your present state. Tell me about the sanitarium. Does anyone here know anything about the awakenings? Or farewell? Let's give him a warning of the member of the Leaden Key. Ethelmer groans and the stone around him shudders. I could have done without hearing that today. Many of their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they've meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own. But a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They're a perpetual nuisance. I wonder what happens to these things when these buildings get destroyed in like 300 years and a city is built over the ruins of this city. Maybe they don't because people know they've got souls in them. Yes, interesting. Once again I am reminded of how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be of some use in verifying one's identity. You are at odds with the Leaden Key as well, I take it? They have something I need. I can't even remember what the story is, but they have something I need. I hope it isn't knowledge you seek. They are seldom keen to part with it. Do you have some idea of who this person might be? That's why we wanted the sanitarium, wasn't it? Because we suspect that there's a dude here that's got info for us. I suspect it's a patient. Very well. In that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident animancers. They have frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here or in their offices downstairs. You will report anything suspicious to me immediately. This is my only request. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, alright, let's have a little chat about the rest of you. I'm curious as to how you've come to be in your present state. In the statue, you mean? Well, ha 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 ha. I was old, and it seemed wrong to me. A lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we are to ever unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that I am quite sure. He is quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. Do you know, I wouldn't have the patience. I wouldn't have the patience. Couldn't do it. Let me out, man, let me out. I'd just go insane, I think. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again one of our animancers will humour me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. Yes, I would go insane with boredom. Tell me about the sanitarium, High Warden Ethel Moa. A history lesson? This is a rare pleasure. Could have done that better. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution as Durwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favoured souls came to populate its streets in droves. Thus, the sanitarium. Leave me be. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. It's a list of 3 things. Well done. Today it's, well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Durwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. Much like how a lot of people feel about science. Science rocks. I'm doing the rock fingers. Rocks. We have a representative in the palace this very moment defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke, absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Durwood. I feel Ava may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. We shall see. And finally, does anyone here know about the awakenings? There's an animancer on the lower floor who came all the way from Revua to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Bella Siege. Didn't we speak to him last time? I think we spoke to him last time. So, find a place in misery question that animancers about suspicious activity. So let's start at this end then. Do we have anyone down here? We have a guard. Let's have a word with the guard. Do you know anything? No? There's an animancer. Let's have a word with the animancer. Oi, animancer, speak with head. No, you're rubbish. You're no good to me. You're no good to me. I don't need you, matey. Right, let's try you, sir. No, you know nothing. What about you? You know nothing, animancer. No, not you. No, not you. What about you? No, nobody knows anything. What if I offered cake or death? Cake or death? One or the other. I bet this man will speak to us now. Noble, noble, noble. What about you? I said, what about you? I said, what about you? What about you? No, that's not going to work. Okay, fine. Fine. We shall try in here. Let's have a little word with absolutely nobody in here. Right, back downstairs we go. Oh dear. Back downstairs we go. Look, my little puppy following me. Did I get the black one on this one? The black lab? I can't remember. Yeah, maybe not. In conversations, your main character does the talking, but companions may sometimes interject their opinions and ideas. In scripted interactions, more members of the party are able to participate. Damn, that was quick. good job the loading screens take forever. Right. We've checked out some of the cells. Let's go back in here. Who are you again? You're the person we want to speak to. It will be good. Yeah, okay. Oh, yes, because we did Aloth's brain, didn't we? That's right. I even named an episode for it. Right, what about you? Modred. Modred. It's like Mo Money. No, just looking around. Okay, let's just quickly go back to you, an expert on awakenings. I hear that Valian woman studies them. You should go talk to her instead. Has anything unusual been happening around here? You must be joking. This is the sanitarium. Nothing is usual down here. Everything is unusual. Although, now that I think of it, the patients seem more agitated lately. But they're Caedmon Azo's responsibility, not mine. I shall be on my way. Thank you for the little bit of info and my quest updating log thing. Yes. I bet we've got to go in there. There was no one in here. Was there anyone in here? I don't think there was anyone in here. Oh, Ripley. Did we speak to Ripley?
Hail and well met.
Oh, we haven't spoken to Ripley. A young Orlan woman traces her fingers. Do you know what? I should go farewell and zoom in, really, shouldn't I? I should learn to zoom in before starting the conversation. Makes it a bit more interesting. Just, although it's stationary, you can see better. Anyway, a young Orlan woman traces her fingers along the spines of the books in front of her, row by row, her motions quick and skittish like a bird's. She does not notice you until you are nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me. Are you supposed to be in here? I am gonna ask you what you do here. I mostly help Master Azo set up and clean his equipment. I also keep his office organised since he's too busy to do it himself. What a lazy man. If there's nothing else, he needs to get back to work. I am looking for an expert on awakenings. Me? I'm just Master Azo's assistant. But there's a visiting scholar from Ravua here named Belisage. She claims to know about them. We've done Aloth stuff. I don't need to do Aloth stuff. We've done it. But I am investigating any suspicious activity here in the sanitarium. Oh, I'm just Master Azo's assistant. He'd know more about that, but he's in the middle of busy with some patients. An experiment? By any chance? You won't be able to see him until he comes out from the patient ward. Is Azo busy with patients, or is he running some sort of experiment? I'm just an assistant. It's not my place to gossip. No, but I want you to gossip. It's fine. How do I get into the patient ward? Oh, Master Azo has access. I guess Head Warden Ethelmer does too, but he's, a statue now. But maybe he will give me his blessing. Talk to Ethelmer about Azo. Back up the stairs we go. Let's do it double time. Double time. Double time. Double time. Up the stairs. Double time. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Anyway, right. Ethelmoa. Ethelmoa. Have you learned anything of interest? I've changed his voice. Have you learned anything of interest? Maybe. Is Caedmon Azo running experiments on the patients here? Experiments? Caedmon Azo is in charge of patient welfare now. He's not authorized to run any more experiments. I am disappointed in Caedmon. I had hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. Let's go back to normal. He'll be in his office or in the patient wards. I'm granting you immediate access so you can find him. See, cha-ching! Immediate access. No doubt you will wish to speak to him further on this matter, and I for one am curious as to what he might have to say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are a few dangerous cases. I would ask also that you do your best not to agitate the patients. They have enough troubles as it is. Very well. Let's go and investigate. I sense a fight coming. That's what I sense. I sense a bunch of patients, Caedmon doing experiments on his patients, us going in, going, what the bloody hell you doing, Mr. Cademan? Eh? What you doing? Stop doing that. And him going, my minions, attack them. That's what I'm thinking. The head warden says you can go in. Be careful in there. I shall. You know what I am going to do? I'm going to quick bloody save. That's what I'm going to do. Right. Let's go in. Right, let's switch off double time. Switch off double time. Patient, frail, guard, a flesh construct. That's not healthy, surely. That's not a good thing. Right, I've zoomed in. Let's have a word with frail. Frail. A curved spine twists this woman's posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. Then, noting your appearance, she adds, a friendly visit, I hope. Okay, alright. What do we know about Azo? Do you know where I can find him? Has anyone been acting weird? Why are you in here? That's probably going to agitate them. What do you know about this animancer, Azo? Oh, I like him very much. Many animancers couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. This is not even English. Because if they could care less, then they should care less. Until they can't care less. Oh, fucking Americans. Ooh. One, just the one. I can live with having no you in colour. Or you in armour. I get that. It's fine. You know? Even your dates, which are backwards, it's fine. I can get over that. But could care less just makes no sense whatsoever. At all. Rant over. Sorry. Many animancers couldn't care less about their patients. Look at us like vermin. Look at us like vermin for their experiments. Oh, I'm angry now. Ooh, rage building. Grr. But Master Azo treats us like humans, even the very sick. See, because he does care more. He has the capability of caring less and treating you like shit. Grr. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. Could care less. It's wrong. It's wrong, Obsidian. Do you hear me? It's wrong. It's could not care less. Yeah, dumb. Anyway, what happened to him? Frail's eyes dart back and forth and her voice lowers to just above a whisper. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in Durwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash, even if he was a bit of a showman. He loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. Had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? Would that be that big machine that we had like right near the start of the game that left those bodies of ash? I wonder if it was to do with that. Interesting. Maybe not. Probably may have nothing to do with it. The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Do you know what they call those empty little babies in Ondra's gift? No, you tell me. They call them boys because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. They are quite mad, aren't they? Anyway, Master Azo had scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copper Lane. He was so excited. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard, and he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him, but I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. So where could we find him? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. Fair enough. Has anyone been acting unusually? Well, there's Batixa, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who say only has half a soul and who was found collecting the faces of others. I was so worried that was going to be feces. Anyway, collecting the faces of others. Maybe if he's collecting the faces of others, collecting their poop would be a bit easier. Because he believed his own to be a false one. Do you know, that reminds me a little bit of like the last episode. Was it the last episode of Game of Thrones where Arya does the face things, you know, with the faceless one or whatever he's called? I don't know. Anyway, spoiler. Too late. Never mind. Get over it. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Different from their normal behaviour, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know that a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. It's probably because they're all dead. That's my theory. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor, just Master Azo. You might ask him, he's very sympathetic. And finally, why are you in here? Beyond her hair, her cheeks flush. I don't want to say, you'll think less of me. You can tell me I'm going crazy too, we're honest. You shouldn't tease, no one in here can help what they are. I know, I've tried. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy took her before she was ever mine. Wow, you've had some bad shit going on, haven't you? I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place in Ondra's gift, got by mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had to. But I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day this noble woman comes in, wants this fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing, this shade of blue I'd never seen before. Only I had. I looked at it and it reminded me of something. I had what they call an awakening. I remembered being a noble woman myself in another life, people doting over me, men doting over me. Me! The best food, the most beautiful home, all the things you'd never dare to dream of. They were mine. It was poison knowing that. All those things I'd had that I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into an estate and start ordering servants around. It seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me. But I can't get past it, and I start to wonder, did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Well, maybe you'll get there again one day, if not in this life, maybe another. That's diplomatic. I'm diplomatic. Maybe the gods took offence to your overindulgence. Rational. We do rational. We not really do impassionate. And you had it right before. There's nothing to do but live with it. No, I think we'll go diplomatic. Give her a little bit of hope. That might help. Maybe you'll get there again one day. The strange part is, I think even the best wouldn't be good enough for me anymore. I think it must have gotten to that point where I was that noble lady. No, it got to that point when I was that noble. Learn to read. Anyway, right. Nice. And we are touching around about the 24-minute mark, so I reckon we will carry on with checking out the rest of the sanitarium next time. How much have we got? Oh, it's big. Oh, I wonder how big it is. It could be huge. So, yeah, we'll spend a bit of time down here. Next episode, I reckon, by the looks of things. Find out about this flesh construct. The guard's not going to tell us anything, is he? Is that another guard? That's a patient. Maybe they'll tell us something. But, yeah, until then, folks, we'll see you next time. So, bye-bye for now.